Hey, what's up, guys? We got another deck for you today. Of course, going down the list, got a really interesting one. This is definitely, definitely, really something. You gotta thank my good old Patreon here, Mark Bolger, for this suggestion. We have Oppressive, Premier Gohan, and of course, I have to play fair. I gotta use the full Premier stack here. Wouldn't be right. So, what can we say about this stack? Uh, it's pretty terrible. You know, um, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. All of it is just pretty terrible. This level 4, of course, was good at one point, but now that it's gotten nerfed, uh, it got nerfed a while ago to where this constant is a once per combat effect. Doesn't do a whole lot here, but that's okay. Um, we're gonna make it work. There are some synergies we can pull off here with this mastery and this style. Um, and rereading the stack is really making me rethink some of my card choices here. But okay, I know it sounds like garbage, but you can kick out some ridiculous amounts of damage, and that was the whole design theory in set one when they released this guy. Is that he's going to be kicking out a bunch of critical damage. Well, thankfully, we have a lot better energy attacks this time around than Red had in set one in terms of damage output. So, the main thing we're going to be focused on with this deck is the skipping. Of course, Oppressive's biggest strength is skip, skip, end, and we are also going to fit in the fact that we can buff the shit out of these attacks. So to play on those mods, don't mind me, I might actually make a change while we're finishing this. I literally just finished this deck. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, damn, I'm thinking this is really, really a good ad here. So we're starting off. We got to run some allies. It does suck that we can only run one OP attack, and that, of course, is a freestyle attack, but we're going to be running these three allies, of course. We're not going to run Ox King, because his power doesn't synergize with us, but Icarus, Chi-Chi, Piccolo, of course. Icarus for that life card attack. We're trying to kick out life cards quicker than they can. He also does protect the two allies. And, of course, these two will help make up for the fact that we are in A for most of our level 1 here. Or half of our level 1, rather. Just the advantage they get. Hopefully we do see an OP attack one. Maybe I actually do put a game on this. Probably never will, but we have Earthball 7. Definitely needed to help us dip us out of some bad combats. I'm thinking I'm going to probably toss this Earthball 1 in by the end of the list. Stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to play with the mods here. So why not Unleashing Drill? All our physical attacks still +1 life cards. All of our stages, or energies, still +2 stages. We're just going to keep trying to throw a bunch of damage out at people. That is the whole point. We have it at 1. I'll be running aerial attack in this deck, so it'll help us get to it if we really want to see it. Probably want to banish it for endurance if we don't have to, but we have Showdown Joe, of course, helping you stage lock with your energies and your physicals really hard. As you can already see, every physical you're going to be throwing, if you get Unleashing Drill, it's going to be doing 3 extra life. If you're milling 2 off for Gohan, which that's the philosophy of this deck, we're going to be milling the shit of ourselves to try to kill them quicker. But 3 extra life on everything, you get this drill out. 2 extra stages on every physical. Just it's the hybrid damage to be able to stage lock people randomly. Really, really nice. But this drill making damage on redirectable, really, really nice too. So our energies can potentially stage lock people with this out, with unleashing. Really, really nice. And of course, it isn't banished or is destroyed when you go up in level. Protection drill at 1. Mostly, we have some attacks in here that we want to recur with endurance. It'll help us survive a little bit longer. Reducing our opponent's damage is really nice. We're going to try to outmod them. We have Corruption Drill at 2. This drill is probably the most important drill because its constant effect says whenever one of our card effects destroys cards off our own life deck, we rejuvenate the bottom of our pile. So with Gohan, every time we're killing ourselves, we're putting a card back, so we're really just paying 1 life card for a 2 life card mod with that drill out, which is the main synergy that this deck has at all. But really, we're just going to be using that to pay life card to do 2 extra cards to them. And in the end of the day, if Wheel 1 has taught me anything, you usually win that trade when you're milling yourself 1 for their 2. Also, being able to give you potentially extra stages in the skip will maybe help you maybe climb up to 2 should you need to get there. We have Face Stomp here, of course, this card with Corruption Drill Out is a free mill yourself to rejuve 1, and you deal an extra 2 life cards. Or sorry, 3 life cards. On top of the 2 life cards that you're doing. With Gohan, this is instantly an AT 4 physical for AT with 5 life cards. You throw on a Showdown Drill on that, and or an Unleashing Drill, you know, AT6 plus 6 life cards. Can't be redirected. Pretty big hybrid damage. Kind of reminds me of Interceptor Barrage from set 1, but works really good with Gohan and Corruption Drill, which again, I would like to maybe even just put this at 3. We'll see. We'll probably maybe do that at the end of this list here when we go through. We have Turning Kick at 3, Unpreventable Attack for 7 if you get the drill, if you have any drills out, and 9 if you mill with Gohan, 10 with Turning Kick. So we're starting to drop pretty big baits now, and that's what you're going to notice with a lot of these attacks now. Of course, we round out the physical attacks with Shattering Blow at 2 to help end combat. We're not always going to be in combat. If we can go in and drop a big energy attack or a big physical attack like Turning Kick or Face Stomp and then get out, that'd be ideal. Chest Blast, we have it at 2, mostly for spacing. This could get cut entirely. I don't know how often we're going to actually have stages, but having the skip effect is really strong, and being able to enter and throw a 7 life card attack, you know, on top of another potentially 7-8 life card attack, very, very strong. Probably just going to actually cut this out right now, though. We'll see by the end of this. Of course, we have Saiyan Burst, 3 Endurance, super great card, coming in for 7 life cards on your level 1 or 2. Lowers anger, raises your anger, can help you maybe cheese up to that level 2, which we really want, which is probably why we're going to actually cut Chest Blast, purely because of the big stage cost. But this card is amazing, and it's got a lot of endurance, and recurring these with the Protection Drill sounds really, really awesome. We have Aerial Attack, of course, another 3 endurance card. A bunch of our attacks here are going to have a lot of endurance to help us survive when we do actually get hit by the opponent. And when we're rejuving with the Corruption Drill, their endurance isn't going to be wasted if they're making back in the deck between Corruption Drill and the Mastery rejuving cards. Of course, if this hits, you can grab a Styled Drill from either your life deck or discard pile, so that'll help us keep pulling out our drills as we level up to keep our mods going. Just really, really key card in the deck to be able to get that Corruption Drill out early, especially will help. Whoops. And to give you a spoiler here, of course, Saiyan Tantrum. Who would have thought 8 life cards hit you rejuve 3? This card, pretty much, if it hits, pays for itself in the life card cost that you spent on top of if you have Corruption Drill. Super, super big energy, and it'll help you stay in the game. And again, we're going to be flailing a lot of big energies, so it's going to be a matter of how long can your opponent keep taking all these energy attacks. Another 8 life card energy. Again, big, big damage. Every card here is hitting some big, big damage. You know, and what's best is, like, if you mill yourself, you rejuvenate 2 after you've played this card. So if you mill yourself with Gohan, you just immediately bring back everything that you paid for free 8 life card energy. Super, super strong. And again, you got this and that. You got Tantrum, you got Leaping Burst, Burst, Aerial Attack. All these attacks can potentially crit. Chest Burst can crit. Turning Kick can crit. Face Stomp can even crit. Saiyan Massacre, of course, another 8 life card energy. Board clear, lower anger. Super, super strong. Only problem about it is not having endurance. Otherwise, awesome, awesome card. But 8 life cards and you get a board kill. Perfect. We got Prep Ball at 1, mostly spacing, and because we don't really have too many events at this moment. That being said, I think this is actually what we're going to do is cut these 2 Chest Blast. We're going to 3 of Prep Ball, and I'm going to show you why when we get a little farther through the list. But, spoiler alert, it's a Saiyan event card that you might have forgotten about. And I'll give you a hint. It's from set 1. But this card's really good. Bouncing an event card in your hand helps you put more cards in your hand. Of course, we're running 3 Outrage right now, and another card that I'll be showing you in a moment. But being able to turn it into a 2-card swing, super, super sweet. But also 6 life card energy on top of it, so pretty nice with the level 1. Sinister Choke, this is probably going to get cut right now. It's the idea of it right now is that you're just going to be kicking all this big life card damage. Of course, that's going to be really, really helpful here. But, and of course, you know, it being a free stock kind of hurts, but again, we're talking big life card damage. That's going to be really hurting. So I think it warrants its place in the deck right now. But But again, by the time we get to the end of this list, it's probably going to see a replacement, mainly because we just have so much life card damage already. I'll dig a grave as a thought too. Maybe instead of this, I think that would actually almost be better, but the problem with that is sequencing. But if we run Corruption Drill at 3, I think I'll dig a grave is a superior choice. But let's see at the end of this list here. Of course, this is still evolving as we put more thought into it through discussion. We have Backlash at 2, spacing, but also being able to jump mid-combat to that level 2 for that big modifier in a stage replenishment where you're going to put more cards back in your deck every time you rejuve. Super cool. But then also going to level 3, should you maybe stored up some anger, you can throw this level 3 for like a game-ending hit, because you keep Showdown Drill. Not that Showdown Drill even matters when you get up to this 3, but being able to throw a 6-stager and then maybe up to like 8 life card attack randomly out of nowhere could be pretty cool. Maybe you already got to 2 somehow and you get up to 3. I don't know, but you're probably just gonna, I don't know, probably ultimately rather go to 2 for the most part instead of that 3. But 2 of right now, maybe cut entirely, but I'm thinking just some more way to replenish stages. But we're going to bump that down to 1 right now. Same with that Sinister Choke for the moment, just as placeholders. We have Dashing Punch at 2, gotta be in a Oppressive deck, can give you 2 anger, and you throw this first with all of your energies coming after, and you can banish, you know, a dozen plus cards out of an opponent's deck pretty easily with this deck, if not more. Pretty cool. Plus it can stop your opponent's anger. We have 1 OP attack because we got the allies. Gotta run this card. Gotta have it. Blinding Energy at 2. Of course, grab your allies back. Or sorry, not grab your allies, but in combat. More like kind of control to just throw in these big energies and dip. Assisted Kamehameha. Kind of the same philosophy as Sinchoke. It does suck that you can't mod it. But I do like that it's unstoppable, so maybe this will actually go down to a 2 right now. I think this is going to be a better 2 than a 3. But ultimately, just unstoppable damage, just help close out. And I think we're going to put Earthball 1 in here right now, which will help it out quite a bit. We have Time as a Warrior's Tool, of course. Staying Outrage at 3. Combo with Prep Ball would be really nice. Just to get an extra block, an Omni block. We don't run any attached cards, but we don't need attached cards. I suppose we could run Sword Skill, would be the only remotely useful one. Maybe Strength Test, I guess, but they're so anti this deck. I don't know. The Strength Test are never going to be getting off enough to warrant it being nice. And the Sword Skill, you're trying to crit every attack. Hand Swipe, of course, adding that modifier, had it at 2 for the space, but I think we're about to put it back up to 3. But 3 Endurance, put +3 on your next attack. With Gohan +2, you put in +5 on attack. And if you have the right attack, you know, quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit of damage. You can be dropping like an 11 life card attack pretty easily out of this deck with that. We also have Reverse Catch, of course. Basic Oppressive card, give you an extra action to either for stages or anger. I have Sword Dodge in here. Literally only have this card in here just in case I run into the combat where I need to block really bad. I'll filter out a dead card on my hand to grab another Sword Dodge. That's really the reason why it's in here. I think it's a great reason to run it, because ultimately pulling them out of the deck too in a matchup, you know, it's just needing them when you need them is there for you just to survive a combat, because ideally we're just going to try to kill the opponent fast too. So, but right now that leaves us 56 slots. Should we cut the Sista down and cut the Sin down, Backlash at 1, of course, I think what we can do here is we will do, I'll show you the card I was talking about, Power Up. This is an awesome card. This has got to be at a 3, I think, especially with Prep Ball in here. So what we will do is we will put 3 of it, because stage gain, and we have 1 slot left, and we can either do cut Sinchoke and Backlash entirely and just could run Dig, because what do I care if I give them a level. Backlash hitting, not being being a freestyle already. You know what, we are going to do that and that, and that gives us 3 slots, and bam. I'll dig your, and gotta take off event type. I'll dig your grave. Well, should we show Gohan getting bashed instead? I hate this art. It's just not as good. But I suppose we're masochist if we play this deck right. We just hate ourselves a lot. So we will put this in at a 3. And now we have all this nice more styled synergy. Of course, we could just cut this assisted entirely. Yeah, we'll just do that. This doesn't do it. We'll go 3 corruption. And why not add ball 1. So now, there it is. Now, we have 2 more dead cards, of course, in the deck, but we really aren't running that many, and most of these are tutorable. All of them are actually tutorable. 3 allies, 2 balls. Well, we can't tutor those, but ball 7 isn't dead, and ball 1 isn't dead if you have ball 7 on the table. So, take that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dead cards. I think that's totally okay. I think that's totally allowable. Meanwhile, we still have all these really, really strong critical attacks. As far as board hate goes, we have anger hate, at least with burst and all these crits and the massacre. We have massacre, of course, for setups and allies. I guess we don't have drill hate. We could run energy focus, but you know what? Fuck it. We don't need energy focus. We don't want to shut off our own drills, potentially. And we just dip out of combat. So, maybe cut 1 more card to fit a 3rd one of this, just for the endurance. How often? I mean, I guess against Vegeta, we'll be using that hand swipe quite a bit. So I could see it. We could just cut Showdown. You know what? We'll cut Showdown. We're not running... We're running what? 1, 2... Okay, well, okay. Okay, we're running more physicals than I was going to say, but we're running 8 and we don't really care about the stage damage. It is nice to stage lock people, but we're mostly going to be throwing the energies. So that gives us 1 spot. So I suppose we will run a 3rd hand swipe. Now, this thing looks like a fucking behemoth with all that endurance. Sorry if you don't like swearing, that's just going to happen occasionally. But we are also having a really trolly episode today. Oppressive, Premier, Gohan. And I didn't even spell Premier right. Is that how you spell Premier? Yeah. Yes, that is, right? I don't know. I'm illiterate. Sorry, guys. Okay. Of course, let's see. How much endurance do we have? We have 1, 2, 11, 20, 29, 35. Okay, maybe we don't have as much as I thought. 35, what is it? 35, 44, 50. Okay, so we got 50 endurance spread on what, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so 20 cards actually have meaningful endurance, with Shattering Blow having 0 in case I want to recur it with Protection Drill. And I suppose... Is there anything else with 0 endurance in here? Oh, there's the 1 drill, right? Am I wrong? Or did I see something that I'm... Nope, it was just the Shattering Blow. Okay, but either way, this deck I think could actually work decent. In theory, you're going to be dropping some pretty big bombs. So if anybody wants to sling this deck in the Wild Wild West, I might whip this deck out on Octagon. Please don't try to snipe me with when I'm playing this, and then just play something that just kicks my ass. But I suppose you don't know my Octagon. Oh damn! I guess you could go look at my Octagon username off the one page there. But either way, hopefully this kind of gives you guys an incentive if you want to play some really goofy deck. Maybe you even want to run all 7 Dragon Balls. It was a thought with Saiyan Demolishing Beam. I just mostly space. I feel like Corruption Drill, might as well just go for the one cheesy combo. I feel like you're going to spend most of your time on this deck on level 1 anyway, so you might as well try to make it a little less painful. But anyway, guys, hopefully you appreciate this video. Hopefully this gives you some ideas, incentive to maybe go out and try something goofy. Maybe you want to take this to Mystery Box, for all I know. Maybe I will end up being the guy that makes all the Mystery Box decks for you. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you appreciate this video.